Welcome everyone to A Long Rest by Forge of Lore, where we tell stories about stories being told through Dungeons and Dragons. This is episode 3, my second episode, and we are going to be reviewing, what is this, episodes 57 through 63. Yes. So buckle in for this exciting journey that goes over a total of 3 days in game.
3 days!
It's been 2 months.
8 episodes. 2 months. 3 days.
Yes. Almost 2 months to the day, I think. It was the 28th, I think, September?
Yeah. 8 episodes. So, that tracks.
We move fast, okay?
Yes. Fast and slow. So, before we get going, is there anything anybody particularly wants to get off their chest as far as lore, questions of our own, or just in general anything before we get going into the first episode? Emmy.
Yeah, just real quick, what is Gendry's deal?
Yeah, I second that question.
Shrug.
Do you have a fancy video for us this time?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, actually, Eric's not here. This is all pre-recorded.
It's pretty fancy.
And now it cut to his live cam. There we go.
All right. Yeah. So we just feed him in every once in a while. Just keep it up with the appearance.
He's cosplaying as Gendry.
See, now... Yeah. All right. So, episode 57, we get in right off the bat. This is the aftermath of the attack on the Colburn Estates.
Yeah.
We go in, and pretty much it's, my notes as written is Dad Death, or
Yep.
Dead Dad.
Yeah,
pretty much summarizes it. Moving on.
Yes.
I'd like to clarify, he was vaporized.
Vaporized,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. I think they need that
Nice.
clarification.
I know.
Crouch Couch, what's up, man? Thanks for dropping by.
Hi, Crouch Cat.
We'll probably raid you later.
Ouch.
Hey, gang.
Hydrate.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Turd. Skull.
I'm out of water.
Yeah. So we have the
Somebody?
attempt resurrection, and we have the conversation with the dad about all of that. Emmy, how did Nif handle pretty much finding out that Dad voluntarily is not coming back?
Oh, she handled it by not handling it, which is her, go-to. Emmy struggled with that one. I definitely was crying the whole time, but Nifrim is a much more cold, stoic person, and she just kind of blocked it out for that moment, and it's hitting in various manners throughout the last several episodes of acting out and doing things she normally probably wouldn't, such as spilling her guts about her backstory.
Yeah.
We really appreciated that, though.
Yes.
Now we feel like closer to Nefram as a team. So
Yeah.
We can go on a revenge quest together.
Yeah.
I mean, that
'Cause
was
Nifrim
almost
is also
an
a
entire
murder
episode
hobo.
of its own, but it might as well have been an episode. You could have had that as a mini special.
It was 20
Nifrim-
minutes of just me
Nifrim
talking.
special.
Oh,
Tonight
God.
on a special episode of Skald.
Yeah.
Emmy
And I
doesn't
just
shut up.
rewatched it like 1.75 times
Yeah.
speed. And I tell you, it takes the sadness out of it, but it doesn't make it funny, because a lot of times you speed things up and it's like, okay, this adds a little humor to it.
Nope.
Not that
Nope.
one.
It-
Not that
Not
one.
that story.
So we learned that speeding up just bumps up the humor. So it was like super not funny. Now it's just, not sad instead of from normal to funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad choosing to end his journey, I think that was really tough to get my head around, because he was a very powerful influence on Thorin, and for him to just be like, you know what, I drank from Mimi's Brunner and I now am deciding that I'm good. She's like, what the fuck is going on?
It's a lot to process.
Yeah. For anybody else, well, and Emmy, you too, is there anything that Einar divulged during that period of time that was kind of like, that was an interesting little tidbit? Specifically for me, finding out that the yeah, help me out here, Steve. The creators of the tech,
Emir?
the
Emir, yeah.
yes, the Emir were there in Valhalla. That was something that's like very stuck out to me as far as
Important information.
what was said about them. So, anybody else? Is there anything that was divulged during that speech that kind of stood out to you that means anything to your character specifically, or just something that you'll keep in the back of your head?
Something I noticed was that he mentioned having eaten with the gods several times, and it had only been like an hour since he had passed. So that for Nifrim is like, okay, so time is different in Valhalla. So that's definitely something sticking in the back of her head.
That's cool. I forgot about that.
Yep. He talked about some of the things he did, and it was quite a few things for an hour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the idea that time travels differently when you are dead, kind of.
It would seem so.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
That kind of comes up with an idea.
It kind of it plays in
for
the
our team.
idea of like how Loki, the show was.
Yeah.
Is time in the TVA travels differently.
Spoilers.
So we'll kind of
That's
see
not
it
a
by
spoiler.
now.
Season 1.
No.
That kind of makes me feel like Valhalla is like the TVA. Like as far as the time travels differently, it is
Hey, it's got a Loki.
all at once and none at once. So.
Well, Marcus took away that Valhalla is real, so his family's there. So
That was a good surprise.
Does that mean
That actually brings into a question I have for Marcus. Several times you've said you came back from the war to find your family dead.
fighting.
Yeah, from fighting in the war.
Yeah.
And you came back and found them dead.
Yes.
Like, did that just happen? Or had they been there for months?
It was 10 years previously, right?
He was lying.
Oh.
Oh my God! Learning a lot about Marcus
lore.
today.
A little Marcus lore. right
Lying about what exactly?
Well, I
His
can't
family's
tell
still
you the
alive.
story.
No, don't
his
tell
family
us.
is not alive.
No, don't tell us the story. Just so
He was there though.
okay. He was there when they were being killed.
Was he the one killing them?
No.
No, it was Gendry. Hang on.
Gendry has known Marcus's grandfather the whole time.
He is Marcus's grandfather.
He's stabbing Marcus's kids. I'm old.
No, this is getting really old.
All right. That just actually, the whole point of that was it reminded me of your talking in one of the episodes about how you came across your hammer and that you found your family, you buried them, and then you were praying for them to come back. Couple questions. Why would you bury someone before you prayed for them to come back? Like, they're going to come back underground.
Tyler
I
brought
didn't think it
receipts.
through.
That sounds correct.
You
For
Sam
all you
or
know.
Marcus?
Yes.
Sam, for all you know, your family came back
You're just stuck
underground.
Oh my God!
Which means that they died out of battle.
Yeah, you just made everything worse.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Ooh,
I was really pissed.
really fucked
Now
that
he's
one
super
up, Marcus.
Wow. So we've got some Marcus lore that we've got to pay attention to.
Oh, yeah,
or
that's coming.
Players can try to pick out of them.
Oh my God.
He was
Wow.
lying when he told you guys some of that stuff.
Yeah,
what
nobody
if his
insight
family's
checked
still
him.
alive?
Yeah, no one insight checks anybody. I feel like that's something that doesn't happen very often and should.
They
Yes.
I don't want to
used
insult my
to.
friends.
They used to incite Gendry all the time, and then gave up.
Cause
Yeah.
how
And then
the
they're
fuck-
just
We
like,
could never do it.
why incite
Marcus
anyone?
specifically does not incite anyone. Period. He's like, I trust him. I take him at face value.
He
And I
incited
almost get
Einar
that.
right after he dropped the bomb at dinner. That's it.
Oh.
Well,
I almost feel like he doesn't incite anybody, so no one incites him.
That's funny, and that could be true. I feel
Listen.
like Nifrim is not a person to mistrust, especially when she's been traveling with them for a while. So, like, when the last conversation she had with Gendry, she didn't incite him at all because she's like, oh, I'm just taking him at his word. Like, why would he lie about this? So,
That's pretty bold coming from someone who kept a very large secret from everyone else. Not that everyone else isn't keeping a big secret, but
I think Sidoric's just very trusting. Like, look how many times I've fallen for Gendry's tricks just because it's like, all right. But now I feel like I should be getting advantage on insight just because I naturally shouldn't be trusting him.
that's like locker room. It's one of those you kind of let them happen.
I don't insight check a lot because I have a +1 in insight. So I'm like, yeah, baby, whatever.
you never know when you're going to roll a 20, my man.
Listen, I trust my friends.
Sure.
Aw, that's so sweet.
We have the death. We talk about how they're just human. Now, Steve, when you said that, wrote that, is that 100% what you meant by the Emir? They are just human.
Hey, look, Tyler asked a question where their answer's not shrug. The answer is yes.
Nice.
Tyler gets
Yeah, he
points.
specifically said they're just like us. Well, they're human, but they're just people. Because, you know, they're obviously elves. But, yeah.
So that was definitely on purpose.
A lot
Which
of
is
times,
interesting.
every word
Insight check.
means something.
Yeah.
Insight check!
What, me? Seems legit.
Nice.
Okay, great.
Yep, all good.
I rolled a 20.
Okay. I'm good with it.
Liar!
A dirty 20?
Joke's on you, Dungeon Master just always gets 20s.
Yeah, Dungeon Master can get whatever the hell they want.
It's a DC 43, folks.
Dungeon Master has a D30 and rolls 30 every time. You lose.
The universe is gonna explode because I didn't shrug. Nice, Viv.
So, without reliving the entire farewell scene, which Gendry was for the most part just creeping outside the door, just kind of near the door, like kind of, I want to listen, but I don't want to be there.
And it's funny because he also said he almost took that opportunity to ask my father why I sleep in the sand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which he
Yeah.
would have had
Which you wouldn't
no...
know.
Pretty
Which you
funny.
He'd have been like, what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna die now, bye.
She does what?
She does, huh? They're like, I'm gonna die now, but huh? And then he's like gone. Like, oh, Jesus. Fuck.
Wait, what do you mean sand?
Well, fuck.
No daughter of mine sleeps in the sand.
I hate sand.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So we leave the
He's Einar,
fair-
not Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys go back to a study, have some awkward little chats here and there, and then you all go back to the bath where Marcus is a little concerned about salt in the water. Burning the cuts, which for a seasoned warrior, I wasn't sure like how much that would bother him.
Concerned about it.
Well,
That's
kinda
called
played into
Sam
your
being.
character a little.
That's called Sam being pedantic.
That's kind of like Marcus, your Sam is showing.
It happens.
And then after the bath, you all had your first long rest of this series of long rest.
I get it.
Yes.
First long rest since streaming.
Yes.
Should have had a little sign that queued for applause on there.
In the morning, Neff woke up and then went to the guest house where Cedric started his sneaking.
I'm sneaking.
So, was episode 57 the episode they all leveled up after that battle?
Yeah, they leveled up from the battle, yeah.
So this would have been Cedric's first level in Rogue.
Yes.
So that was something I actually didn't take notes of, but now I'm thinking back about it. Everyone's extra level up points. Josh, what made you want to multi-class and split it to a rogue?
Well, that's because Josh has ADHD and wants to do everything. So, but I figured. Here's my thought process. Imagine like a sneaky 6-foot bro coming up behind someone, sneak attacking them, and then you're gonna turn around thinking you're gonna see some rogue, and you just see like me growing to the size of 12 feet, like, and then just. So I just really like that image.
That was your thought process.
Yeah,
Wow.
sneak attack and then rage as a bonus action.
And rage, and then get huge, and they're just like, "How did I miss this guy?"
How did that sneak
For
up?
someone who is like close counters fighting, that's a very good way for you to get into there without taking long range attack from anyone else. So it's not a bad plan.
It's a good combo.
I'm not saying it's a good plan, but it's not a bad plan.
Listen, Tyler, I don't need your judgment over here.
Dude.
I do. That was amazing.
So, Josh, you take the opportunity to start learning how to sneak before you actually took advice on how to sneak. And you went down and you scared Nifrim, who was doodling in her notepad.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't remember what she was doodling.
I think I was drawing a picture of Minnie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You were.
believe.
You were.
Okay.
I think you guys had joked about how she was drawing a picture of like the group of you as a family.
Yeah.
But she was really just drawing pictures of Minnie.
She has an obsession apparently with drawing people she's going to murder.
I should steal that book and see if my name's in there. My picture. Oh shit!
Picture of me.
Fucking luck.
We're all in here. What's going on?
Who's
I
that
look
Steve
like a
guy?
dwarf.
Who's this guy?
Almost immediately after that, the breakfast was served, where Marcus's nickname from high school came out. I'll take all the bacon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Feels correct.
Yeah.
Feels correct. I mean, that's like me coming down when I stay at a hotel. I just come down into like the breakfast and like, where's the bacon?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of getting a whole separate plate of bacon, I just grab the whole thing and just take it with me.
Same.
I was recently down in Jacksonville.
Obvious.
This wasn't in Jacksonville. This was in Charleston. And I was sitting at a hotel eating breakfast, and the fire alarm went off. And
Quick, save the bacon.
This was for a game called Ingress, and we thought the other team had like pulled the alarm to throw us off our game early in the morning. And like several people got up out of their chair, went back to the breakfast line, and just loaded up their plate with bacon, and then went outside to stand
And eat
while the fire
bacon.
department was showing up.
It's called
I didn't realize
multitasking,
Ingress
okay?
was such an intense game like that. Jeez.
That's,
Fun fact. One time in a single sitting, I ate so much bacon that I threw up.
That's completely
I
believable.
wanted to see how much bacon I could eat.
Wait, has anyone not?
Fun fact?
Yeah.
That's a fun fact?
Yeah, that's what I was
When I-
thinking.
When I was
Real
a
quick.
kid, I had bacon. What's up, dude?
Oh no! I was saying real quick. Viv has
that's a good story.
a question in chat.
Oh, yeah.
How long?
That's a good one.
How long did Steve sleep on the couch after killing Nif's dad?
Fun fact, he didn't. Because I still love him.
He slept in the dog
Because-
cage. The dog slept on the couch.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have no problem separating Steve from my husband when he's a DM. And also, like, as much as I was upset that he killed my dad, I was also like, that was a good move. That's motivation for my character. Like, sometimes you have to beat the shit out of your characters to get them to grow.
Hey, if
What
you're
I'm
gonna have
hearing
that
is
many levels,
he had to stay out in the shed.
if you've got that many levels in Rogue, I gotta give you a tragic backstory. It wasn't tragic enough.
Oh my god. That many levels in Rogue? Josh
Hey, so
is
what does
gonna
that
have
mean
his
for my character?
tragedy.
Let me tell you that much.
What does that mean
Yeah,
for
what
my
is Gendry's
character?
deal?
Yeah, we're gonna figure that shit the fuck out. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be tragic as fuck.
Oh
We
no.
almost
every
need
level-
we need a special. We almost need a side clip special.
Ooh, a Gendry special?
Where we do an edited version of going in and
tragedy.
telling Eric's Gendry's backstory.
Oh yeah, a supercut of all of his backstories.
Well, that or just like its own commercial sort of a thing. It's a Gendry special where it's just everything leading into his backstory, where still the characters have no idea.
I would very much like that. You know,
I would like to see a special of Gendry and Sidoric's love story.
I need to
That's
Do
a
see.
special.
every episode.
that would
though.
also be great. But
What about
but-
3 minutes of just a chair?
yeah,
That's really what the episode is.
I can capture that. I can capture that.
It's
footage.
Josh sitting in a chair.
In a chair.
You know what I was gonna say though is that at the beginning when I was telling you guys stories and I was like talking to you about like my life experiences at the beginning and I told everybody like a different story, not all of that was false.
I believe that. In fact, that was my assumption that something in there was true, but I don't know what.
Every good lie is based
What I
off a
just
little
took out of
truth.
that is not everything was false, which also implies that maybe everything was true.
Ooh, all
Like
of it was
maybe
true.
Gendry
Hey,
has
watch this, watch
different
this.
lives.
Do this with me.
That was terrible. That was
It
terrible.
was the description of a film.
Yeah. I think a
You
couple of them
definitely
were
described
films.
Waterworld.
Yeah, it might
yeah,
have
there
been
was
like, Yeah, it
Waterworld.
might have been Waterworld.
Yeah, there was Waterworld.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Nice.
maybe some Rambo. I don't remember.
Incredible.
Well, I know throughout these few episodes, there were a few attempts at people asking for Gendry's kind of a backstory, and then some of Gendry giving more info that could have been backstory. Specifically, there was one thing that I remember from episode 59. When Marcus asked Gendry, "Do you have any children?" You're like, "Do I look like I have children?" And then you made the comment that I was a child at one point, I assume.
I love that line.
So just perpetually creating this cloud that's going on.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh my god, that's
So after the breakfast of nicknames, you all went out and started to try to loot the field, which the Thrall had already started cleaning up and piling and separating tech from different things. Sidoric got some scraps for some new finesse weapons, or Phoenix weapons.
Yeah, Phoenix weapons.
That is the correct pronunciation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do like to swing my new Phoenix weapons around.
Yes.
And I, if I remember correctly, after he crafted that, after that was crafted for him, he wanted everybody to touch it.
Lindsay,
I was very much against.
Lindsay, that was just for you.
we love you, Lindsay.
After you guys tried cleaning the field up, Marcus wanted to punch some dead bodies.
Gotta get out
You
that
went back
angst.
into the office. Where you talked to Nif, where you talked to your brother again about your plan. After you had received the bird with the new circle on it to teleport, that you wanted to go over there. Cedric really filled your brother in on a little bit too much.
If I remember correctly, I was really hopped up on coffee in real life, and I was just being a booger.
Yep.
Total
That
booger.
also stands true to your character, though. 100%.
That tracks.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of who is this guy? Oh, the whole
No regrets.
It's such a fun bit.
no regrets.
Poor Oscar. Good God.
Meanwhile, Gendry and Marcus were sitting out in the armory for probably what seemed like hours, waiting for.
Which in actuality was about like 3 minutes, if that.
Poisons.
Which, Eric, you guys ended up with some stuff. Leave Steve in chat after. You got some poisons and some other stuff from the armory, I believe. That's where Cedric and Nif, you got the bracers and some daggers, which you proceeded to hand the broken parts back over.
To Nox, yeah.
Yeah, like, did you just not want those, or?
Had no use for them. I just needed the tips to, like, put onto the bracers, so
Just
I
the
didn't need
tip
the handles.
Phrasing.
Just the Phoenix tips.
Yeah, I had to get the Phoenix tips right. Yep.
It's the bit that does the business, you know?
The business end of the dagger. The business end of the Phoenix.
Yeah. So,
Feel bad.
your gauntlets that you had created, I don't remember. Did you end up with Batman or
Wolverine.
which
More
style?
like, so they're like bracers that come kind of up to here, I'm thinking. I
Yeah.
can't really see. There we go.
Yeah.
And then like, so on the forearm part, they're like come forward. So
Okay,
they're
so
like
more
daggers
Wolverine.
angled at like a 45
so that's
degree
more
angle.
stab in and less like.
Right, so like I can hold on to my sword. Right, so like I can hold on to my sword and like I can come up, and then that'll give me that sneak attack damage, and then I can come down with my sword in the next attack.
It's the uppercut blades.
Yeah. It's like a WWE wrestling move. Dun, dun, dun.
You gotta put in that uppercut. Just yeah.
Cedric Cena.
You can't see me.
You can't see me because I'm sneaking!
Yeah, wait, I'm sneaking.
At the end of this, before you all took off, what was it like filling your brother in on the specifics of what happened at Ragnarok and your father's part in it, Nifrim?
That was tough. I had decided earlier that day that I was going to tell Erling everything because he needed to know everything since he's leading CTR now. And I didn't want him to have that as a surprise that somebody else could use against him. So it was really tough, but I was like, he needs to know. And that was the only motivation.
Yeah, and if I am remembering correctly, he had the radiant capacitor that powered the
Jotun.
the mech, the Jotun that came in to kidnap Magni, right?
No, his was, according to Minnie, his was the one that powered the Jotun.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
not the...
Erling found it, and Einar sold it to the Munadir.
Oh, that's right.
That one is the one that
Magni
went
one was
into the Jotun.
was stolen in town.
That was the one from the was it the
Smither?
Hiltons?
Hamptons?
The Hamptons, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the Hamptons had the one that powered the one trying to kidnap Magni.
Yeah, the Hullermatter.
True.
That's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the name of the robot type.
So you guys have a conversation with Nox before you take off. just kind of closing the chapter on what's happening there at the Colburn Estates. And then you proceed to defoul the landscaping when you make your teleportation circle.
That's right. There were no disclaimers on that, okay? We didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah, oops.
Anyway, that's what your people are there for.
The gardener?
Yeah. They had a choice to be the new Bosker and Borvar, but no, now they're stuck cleaning up our mess.
He did give him that choice twice.
We did.
Best revenge is served cold.
Okay. Now it's the Moon of the Year is the enemy group, right?
Yes, Viv is
Viv
making
makes
a
the
joke.
joke that, you
Because
know,
they
they
wanna
want to
be
be remembered. And so, what's the name of that villain group again?
Nice. And Steve still shrugged, so...
Yeah, I still shrug, so, you know. I don't know. I made it up.
So, continuing with episode 58, before the teleportation circle, I forgot about this one, is where Cedric gives his bag of tricks away.
Yeah. I was surprised.
My little sister's
I was shocked. Yeah,
I don't regret that. I do miss
don't regret
it. I do miss it, but I don't regret it because I know that little girl's having so much fun.
Let me just tell you, spoiler, she is causing fucking havoc with that bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I am
The
like
past
the best
day
fucking
has
uncle
been
now.
chaos.
Yes.
Or day and a half, or 2 days, yeah.
Yeah, 2
Call me
days.
Uncle
I
Rick.
mean, I just...
Bertha,
I can
when
just
she
imagine-
sees you next, is going to kill you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 3 animals a day is what she can pull?
2.
Yes,
2.
Or is it
Three.
is
Two?
3?
it's 3.
Damn.
Okay.
And they last all day.
Yeah,
Until the
I mean,
next
they
day.
last all day. So I guess like the question I've got is if do their bowel movements disappear with them?
Probably.
Or is she just creating a giant animal sty?
I think it's supposed to kind of be a sort of almost like a familiar where it's summoning a fae or something, I think.
They don't poop.
So, no, fae poop all the time.
That's a good way
no,
to-
I'm just kidding. So I'm saying that they're an actual creature. It's not like
That's what they're known for.
Yeah. So yeah, the poop would stick around.
Oh, nice. Well, you
What
wouldn't have to worry about
if we
feeding.
summon a pregnant one and they lay an egg and then she has a permanent pet?
Moving
They're
on.
only male.
Moving on.
Life finds a way.
What I'm hearing is Josh hates the servants / thralls in that house that have to clean up all that.
Yes.
And Hertha
See,
now
it's a
hates
whole
Josh.
ploy. They're gonna hate it so much. They're gonna be begging to be on our team.
Oh, the long con with this guy.
We're gonna come back. They're gonna be covered in poop, and they're gonna be like, "We can't take it anymore."
Take us with you.
It's that or it's going to be, this is all your fault.
He's Bosker and I'm Borvar.
They all have pitchforks and
Speaking of-
torches and stuff. Get them! Jeez.
Speaking of Boskor and Borvar, you guys you go back to the Scabby hideout. Now, you knew this teleportation circle's label was home.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have an idea that is the... Did he make it clear that was where the teleportation circle went?
Yeah, I believe he mentioned that he was at the Scabby hideout and that he was sending a gift for.
Yeah, he had said in Ascending that he was at the Scabby hideout setting something up, a surprise for her. Expect a bird, and then the bird was the circle saying home. So
Okay.
I mean, he didn't explicitly, but implied it.
So the circle puts them in the storage room, right?
Yeah.
Which a lot of things seem to happen in that storage room.
Yep.
But you come out and you are reunited with Oscar.
Who was not
Orvar
naked.
who is not naked, yes.
Yeah.
Orvar is out spending the Silent Spade. Just, to find heads to crack and some
He's getting
some questions to get answered.
He's getting bored in retirement, and so he's like, I don't know, you guys got
Also,
anything to do?
He absolutely did not believe Nifrim when she said they were giving up, so I think that maybe affected him a
Also,
bit.
Steve just didn't want to keep remembering him.
Bingo!
Incredible.
We can see you right.
Jesus.
Um,
All right.
Now to just kill Oscar and we're good.
Well,
No.
That would work for Gendry, probably.
He'll be
That
sleeping
would
in the
not work
Motel
for
6
just need
after
a
that.
guest to come on
That would
forever.
not work. That would just make Nifrim more angry. Oh my god.
Fuck all of this. I'm gonna blow Thorin up and in the process kill Alfrig and
And
Minnie.
Nifrim becomes the new BBEG.
Oh my god, is that the plan?
I will help you with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Shrug.
Well, Nif decides to take a walk with Oscar. They go out and they try to reunite a little. While and at that time period, Sideric is trying to learn to sneak. And tries to get advice. Gendry wanted to offer some advice, and then it turned into Nifrim.
It was like
that Sideric
Gendry was
would,
genuine about that. He was gonna help him, and then Sideric said something, and he was
was
like,
too.
"Well, go fuck yourself."
Yep.
Listen,
Yep.
you bring that upon yourself when you make me wear many, many shirts. Let's be serious.
It was hilarious.
Many,
You
many
would have done the
shirts.
same. It was the
It was
best.
hilarious. It was the best.
No regrets.
It was- yeah.
No-
Yeah. No
Yeah.
regrets.
Yep. So, a fun thing, I was re-watching or re-listening to this episode as I was setting up my green screen and stuff, and each time I've done something here, it's been set up differently. So there's a little engineering going on while I was trying to hang things, and seems like every time we get into this section of that show, I'm doing something completely different to where my attention's a little off. So I had to back up and rewatch this section again, leading into the Zone of Truth, the whole conversation of the Zone of Truth.
Amazing.
Was still shocked that no one decided to question Marcus about anything,
Yeah.
because I had to have been very obvious at that point what was going on.
He's a paladin. Why would he lie?
Because he's
Exactly.
a vengeance paladin.
Exactly.
Especially
why.
wouldn't lie about his backstory.
It's important at this moment to point out that paladins can be of any alignment, so...
Oh, I'm aware. Nifrim thinks, why would he lie? There's no reason.
I have a question for Steve. Is
What's
it
up?
possible? Is it possible for Marcus to break his oath? Do you have plans for that?
Yes.
Nice. You hear that? You hear that, Sam? You hear that?
So Sam, just remember, Thor is a protector. Like,
But also in vengeance.
and he's widely known as a protector, especially of the less fortunate.
Yeah.
Well,
Great.
is there anything specific in the Zone of Truth that you guys said or someone else said that really stuck out to you? Because eventually Nifrim and Oscar came back and kind of to that, which then Nifrim walked away.
Yeah, you remember that process of not dealing with her dad's death? That was one of those moments, yeah.
Honestly, I don't remember much of what happened in the Zone of Truth. I was so focused on getting Nifrim and Oscar to smash that like other parts kind of went to the wayside in my brain.
Listen,
In a
Josh has a
weird
goal.
way- In a weird way, Sideric did actually help her. In that regard.
Well, afterwards, after
Good wingman.
after you walked away, a little bit of that tea was spilled.
Oh, poor Oscar! It's so fucking clueless!
It's funny. It's funny seeing this come from Sideric, coming from Josh, as a 16-year-old boy talking to these adults And
See?
Oscar's point of view, very old as far as how his lifetime on this plane. And coming out more or less as the wise one for having like less complicated in it.
Cedric, the knower of things.
Yeah.
Yup.
He sees all, you know?
Looks off into the
Apparently.
distance knowingly.
Yeah.
I know everything.
I fucking love Cedric so much. He makes me laugh.
If Cedric knows everything, what's Modal doing right now?
Probably banging another dude.
Probably.
No, she's getting some Oreos with ice cream and pickles because she's super pregnant with your kid.
Dude, I would love to have a little baby Cedric. I would be the best dad. I would be the best dad. Yep, that's right.
Hey, Bob. First of all, welcome in. Nice to have you here. He says, it seems odd, but if I give 100 bits, could you name an NPC Bob? Yes, I could,
yes.
in fact. Why not? I'll tell you, we're not playing right now. We're talking about our campaign, but if you come back, you just might run into a Bob. They're about to go to a library, and I have to make 1 billion NPCs, so, you know.
The library that's taken 4 episodes.
Yeah.
It's taken
okay.
63.
Also of note, any bits donated, including during other streams like this, each bit equals 1 gold to the party. So you just gifted them 100 gold as well as a
Thank
Bob.
you,
Cheese for
Bob.
Cedric.
Thank you.
Lovely having you, man.
Thank you.
More cheese for Cedric. God damn it.
There's plenty of cheese.
Oh, so much cheese.
Oh my god.
So that episode ends with Nif coming back out frustrated, and I'm assuming probably some of the conversation that had happened was also part of your acting out, dealing with your dad's death. You come out and you say, "I'm gonna tell you guys the whole sand story."
Mm-hmm. And also, it was a total joke when I was like, "But that's a story for next time." But also,
It was the perfect
worked.
time.
Because we were at the end-ish, and then also
Hey,
I needed
know a
to
good
like prep myself for that shit.
I know a good cliffhanger when I hear one.
Yeah, that end you probably would have ended up having to have story halfway through. You had your heart out.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well. That's a great story to start to open an episode on. Fun fact on this one is in that episode where they left off and then the episode where they came back, Steve and Emmy were at my house.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hanging out. It was going to be a rainy day. It was Friday the 13th, and I generally try to throw a Halloween party every year. And I wanted to do a Halloween party on Friday the 13th in October. And weather did not cooperate.
No, it did not.
I don't have much as far as an interior space, but I got a great property with fire pit and patios and porches and different stuff. And it's always a good time when I have people over. It's just with the rain and just
Yeah, no one should.
But we had talked about a couple different little things, and I had told them, he's like, you know what's a weird thing? Like I'd watched a video on some of the backstories to songs that you wouldn't think is what those songs meant. And I told Steve and Emmy about Dancing in the Moonlight.
Dancing in the Moonlight, yeah.
The backstory to Dancing in the Moonlight, where the guy and the girl, they took a boat to an island to tour it and do stuff, and he's on the boat. So instead of going back on the boat, they were going to find other transportation, but everything had closed by the time they were all ready to go. So they stayed and they were going to sleep on the beach, where they
pretty much
surrounded.
The same story.
Pretty much the exact same story. They were surrounded by people
Some
almost
horrible,
beat him
horrible
to
things
death.
happen.
Almost beat him to death. Yeah,
Yeah.
had their way with her.
It was eerie.
He was laying in the hospital and had come up with this with the song, and basically had tried to put as positive of a twist onto the story, experience as much as they could, which is where they came up with Dancing in the Moonlight. And by listening to that song, you would never have thought such a tragic event happened to create such a musical inspiration. But at the same time, once you hear that story and then listen to that song again, that song doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, it hits
just
different.
like someone saying, making fun of Nif sleeping in the sand now.
Yeah. So we
I still make fun of it.
With Nif's story.
I'm not gonna stop.
You know, to be fair, I wouldn't expect it to stop at that group.
No.
But it was a very serious conversation. And I actually applaud the group as a whole, because I know with playing D&D with you all on what was our Wednesday campaign with Eric, that sometimes, and watching the show, it's a little... the chickens get loose.
Yeah.
And you all did an excellent job of letting that story be told. And that's and I see that as a sign of respect for one, as Nif and Emmy telling the story, but it's also a sign of respect to the group as a whole, because you allow one of your players to divulge and have that kind of a story, which means, to me, that's going to circle around. When you all have a moment and you need that moment, you're going to have the attention of everybody. And it's very powerful from the story-wise and from the response that you all had for it.
I would like to say, during that time, I had my notes up and I was purposely not looking at them so that I could stay focused and say what I needed to say. And so I got to watch it back later when I was editing, and Eric and Josh had popcorn. And they were just shoveling that shit in their faces and kind of doing like gags that were more visual so as not to interrupt. And I will say, watching that back, and Josh, I don't know if you've watched that episode. You probably should, just for this fact. But you like
Josh
start
doesn't watch
out
the
being
show.
super goofy and like eating popcorn, and by the end of it, you're going like slowly eating, and then you go, Cedric rages, I just crushed all my popcorn.
I did. I did. I had such buttery hands.
It was so fucking amazing to be able to watch that back coming from a different perspective as a viewer, as opposed to trying to deliver a story. That was hilarious.
Yeah, what
Eric's
was worse
like-
is that I felt like I forgot how to eat popcorn. I was like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna.
You had two hands at one point. Just,
Is this how you eat popcorn?
Am I supposed to have a spoon?
Yeah, I don't understand how to eat.
hang on, let me get the chopsticks. There we go.
No.
I thought it was part of the bit, so I also went
Sorry
two
about that.
hands, and I was just
No,
like,
dude, it wasn't a bit. I had forgotten how to eat popcorn.
It was genuine. Oh my
It wasn't a
god.
bit.
Amazing.
My bad. That's my
Well,
bad.
while you all were eating popcorn during the story, Marcus starts cooking breakfast. Stew. It wasn't even breakfast, because at this point it was day. It was just the
It could
beginning
be a
of the
breakfast
episode.
food.
Get out of here.
Chicken and waffle stew. Oh my god.
I can make that.
So you have a couple things that happen after the episode.
Gonna
You have Oscar takes one of the pictures and sends it to the Silent Spate to try to find this guy.
Which I didn't expect. That was cool.
Of course, he cares about you.
I mean, that seems like a very high reach for, as much as that like story was and what had happened, like to send it to them. Like there are, I'll put it in the point of, there's bigger fish to fry at the moment. But for the fact that that is the thought, but still Oscar sent it to them. Like, there's not a big enough fish that this thing isn't a little bit of a priority to them. So
Yeah.
It kind of shows that if this had been any of you guys, you guys have a little bit of a good standing with the Silenced Fate, even though you haven't even kind of returned
Checked in
their
with them.
call. And yeah,
That's the
as
plan.
far as I know, they sent you across the river, and that was it.
We went looking for them.
Across the river.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just didn't leave any markings around.
We
okay.
Not in
Nifrim
that
does
part of
have
town.
it. She does have it planned with Gendry.
Oh, not that
Find-
part of town. Which
They
means
only
there
look
are
for-
other parts of town.
They only look for signs of the spate in the northwest part of town, the rundown bit that we now know is controlled by the Kelris.
Yes. But there are plans to look into that. We just haven't gotten to that part yet. Because I think we would be better off being in a good
Josh, your
standing with
keyboard
the
is
Silent Fate.
Oh yeah, for sure. And if they know the lay of the land, like, if they can help us with any information, then that'd be great. Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah,
could probably
might.
help with the Kelris, even though that might start a turf war, but
Who knows?
I don't plan on any of them being alive when we're done, so.
Whee!
and Marcus retires to take over that half
Well,
of
good luck with Minnie,
Midgard.
everyone.
My name is Marcus now, and I talk like this going forward.
I still have to die in battle to go to Valhalla, so
Yeah, well.
my retirement
So-
is death.
The picture gets sent off to the Silenced Fate, and then Gendry and Nifrim get together to have a face made of this a-hole that you are eventually going to hunt down.
That was
Where
cool.
that was such a that was a very cool interaction, and almost part of the learning curve of making a face, because Gendry may have had the picture, but he didn't know the person. So it made a whole lot more sense for Nifrim to make this face.
Who has memorized
and to-
that face?
Every scar, the hairline, specifically the eyes.
Every little
You made a
freckle.
comment that you very intensely in your drawings, like, really laid out the eyes and what they looked like. So
Yep.
that was very interesting as far as being able to make that. Gendry, did you have Nif make the face as a learning moment, teaching moment, or did you have her make the face specifically because you couldn't, because you didn't see the actual physical attributes?
Well,
Or
I mean,
both.
I don't. This is kind of evolving as we're going along, but I would think that, yeah, I mean, Gendry can only really. I mean, if you have a picture, that's one thing, but I mean, she would know this person way better than Gendry ever could, and it's like her taking another step into this whole weird rogue face person thing that Gendry's got going, right? So it takes her a step there. It gives Gendry a mask of this person, so that when we get wherever we're going, whenever that happens, maybe we'll be able to use that somehow. It's a win-win.
Infiltrate the rest of the scabies.
Yeah, I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. Yeah.
I saw that as a really nice moment of Gendry kind of opening up a little more. Like, each time they have a moment like that, it's like he's showing a little bit more of his skill and his expertise and what kind of he enjoys doing. And I think that was the conversation in which he said, "I don't hate you guys," which I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that might have been it. And I don't know if things he enjoys doing would be the right way to put that.
Sure,
But, things that he's grown proficient at. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Things he's good at.
that makes sense.
Well, to me as a viewer, a fan of the show, whenever Gendry offers his skill set, like the teaching Nif how to make the face and stuff, it's almost a point in which Gendry's showing a bit of his humanity, because he's usually very cold, like cold-faced, cold-stoned, almost like I don't, I could care less sort of an attitude. In the in the big picture of what's actually happening. So when you actually give those little moments of helping out, making the face, showing how to put it on and do the makeup and everything, it shows a bit of the humanity that's still in you. So we know that the character is not 100% dead. We assume the character is a little bit dead. At least in the face area.
You could also possibly consider it as something is coming back. It's coming back to him, you know, like a memory, like a long lost memory that he was once super familiar with, and now he's beginning to remember how to be a person.
Very interesting.
Are you the beast?
No.
Or are you just waiting for your beauty?
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
yeah, learn how to love again. Learn how to shrug again.
Yeah, maybe.
Shrug.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a shrug.
Scene pans over, and Gendry and Cedric are dancing on a ballroom. Slowly going from beast to human.
For some reason, there's a candlestick out there dancing too.
It's Marcus.
Because that shit's a fucking mimic.
Yeah, that's a mimic.
That is a mimic.
Booty and the Beast.
Booty and the beast. Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
So after the mask making,
Back your nose up a bit.
No, go on, Tyler.
after the mask making,
Jerk.
we had well, I guess we have a couple things that happened during the mask. I have in my notes the sup conversation and the bowing. Like Gendry, you start off as Nifim walks into your room to bow. It was very weird for a second, and then you started in on the sup.
Sup.
Trying to speak the lingo of sup. You think that's part of your backstory, your language bleeding through?
I don't think so. I think that was just Eric being stupid. If I'm gonna be honest.
So following that, we go into something else that's someone being a little stupid. We get the chain saber. Rebuilt.
Sam!
Wow, two stupid things that isn't Cedric. Nice.
Then we get Marcus gets the chain saber back to Oscar, which turns out to have been a very simple fix to have gotten that going. It just needed to be recharged.
Just needed some power.
Yeah. So that runs for what, 1 minute after 1 minute charging with the radiant capacitor?
Yep.
And you waste the entire minute practicing.
That's not a waste.
I knew
It's
you
not
were
a
gonna say
waste.
that. I knew you were gonna fucking say that.
You go at the training area of what the Scabby Hideout had together before you guys took it over. Mannequins, walls, anything that's up there, and someone is tapping.
What is going on, Josh?
Yeah, I think it's
Josh, what are you doing?
I thought it was me.
Just fucking mute
He
yourself.
muted himself in the middle of talking about how he thought he was muted.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. Just continue. My bad. My bad.
Gosh. God damn it.
Clap
Well,
to three, golf clap.
speaking of that noise, while Marcus is practicing his chain sabers, Cedric is on the couch eating soup, and Niff and Oscar are in the storage room making that noise.
Sure
Oh
were.
yeah. I said. Can't forget the song that made it happen.
Oh my
Boys
god.
Come In, baby.
My notes go from chain saber to the remake of Bing Bong to bounce to wow wow.
In that order.
That is very accurate.
Nifrim, you had a moment in your story where you had talked about the your snake,
Snip.
Snip, and how you had created him with your lover. Then you go in, you talk to Oscar, and it's like, hey, let's bring Bing Bong back to life.
The funny thing is, Steve mentioned to me afterwards, he thought it was really cool that Oscar was the one that helped her build Herm, and then they're like remaking him. And I was like, I forgot that he fucking helped me do that. Like, I totally forgot. That was not on purpose.
Yeah.
It just...
He said he was the one that found the frame.
Technology only takes you so far, but was there a little bit of enchanting?
Herm is
the first
not
time?
Enchanted whatsoever.
Nope.
No, okay. And he's not connected to the network at all.
Nope.
Doesn't appear to be.
Yeah. Don't put a dongle in him. You don't want him to turn into Minnie's.
That's okay. All we have to
keep
do is
him in
throw a
airplane mode.
fireball on Adam.
No one puts a dongle in him but me. I'm the only person who puts a dongle.
I think I'm gonna take Herm back.
Whoa. So Minnie, the thing is that Minnie doesn't have to use him as something to attack you. Minnie can use him as eyes and ears.
Yeah.
If he were
just follow you guys around.
Connected.
If he were connected.
Yeah.
Which honestly we don't really know.
Yeah, do you know? Is there a solid there's absolutely no way.
Hella did say that she wasn't in there.
That's right. That's
true.
Did you build Herm with network connectivity?
No, I didn't. I purposely avoided
it's peer-to-peer from P2P from her Pregna.
Yeah. Yeah, PP. PP.
No, not PPPOE. Sorry, go on. Yeah. Tech jokes.
So while they're in there with the lovemaking,
nice.
Gendry and
had nothing to do with love, baby.
Sideric falls asleep on the couch to the sweet music with a soup.
I did.
And Marcus eventually goes outside just for watch. And then there's an interaction between Marcus and Gendry where he comes up and sneaks in on Marcus and taps him on the helmet. And they have a very, what I could assume is a very normal conversation between the two of them. Like, one-on-one, there's not a lot of conversation that's really, like, built and festered between the two of them. So having the conversation that took place there was pretty much at play of what I would expect from them. This goes into where Gendry at one point made the comment, I was a child at one point, I assume. Mm-hmm. Sam was giving a little bit more, which at the time thought was more backstory to his story, which who knows now.
Shrug.
Honestly, I see those moments. That was because the last time we were in that position, Marcus and Gendry, it was like a conversation about the gods, and it was another one of those where Gendry was just like being kind of extra about the gods and just like hating on them pretty hard. You know, and it kind of felt like coming back to that moment a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. After the Dune talks, we cut into Nifrim, who's crawling out of bed to walk of shame home, I guess, and then she ends up crawling into the shelving and calling out to Loki.
Which really feels like when you spend the night with your new gal, but then like drunkenly call your ex afterwards.
No.
Yeah.
Loki, I'm just so sorry.
No.
Nif, it seems like you got under Loki's skin a bit in that episode.
It was just
Is there anything you made the comment every time we talk I glean a little bit more insight?
Mm-hmm.
Where are your standings on Loki right now? Like, what have you learned from him that you don't think Loki's divulged?
I
don't want to shrug.
No. I'm gonna keep a couple of things to myself, but for the most part, what she's learning from Loki, God, is that she doesn't think that he would flat out lie. She thinks that he is somebody who would use the truth in a way to manipulate people into doing what he wants. And she is curious about Gendry. And with that being said, she just kind of pushes Loki for kind of the periphery knowledge. She doesn't want to, like, break Gendry's trust and, like, tell me everything, you know? But she wants the kind of periphery. So that's why she asks him questions about that. And then also, it's just interesting to her that she has any sort of ability to call him into existence. And getting under his skin kind of makes her feel better. Like, in a way, it's like a little needle from Gendry. In a way, in a weird way.
Well, if there's any way to actually have an attack on a god, you know, if you can get under their skin a little bit, that's
emotional
every little
damage.
jab. Yeah.
That sounds great, because so far Gendry is just coming up short every time. It's like he's a petulant child, just kind of swinging away.
So, Josh or Eric, does that give you the fact that Gendry lets Loki under your skin, so when he does show up, he is acting out like a child? Or do you think that Gendry has control over himself to the point where when Loki is there, he has the reserve to sit back, think, and plan the attack?
I'd say that when Gendry comes into contact with Loki, there's a shift. Something happens, and everything's not right.
It's kind of like walking into the BMV.
Okay. Yeah. So every time
Just
Loki
like that.
shows up, it's time to renew my license.
Take a number.
Every time.
Yes.
God damn it.
It's every time.
Sit in an uncomfortable chair.
It's just
Taxes.
irrational feeling. Yeah, everything is wrong. He's very un-Gendry in that moment. Yeah, for sure.
Do you foresee, or do you think Gendry will start to gain control over that emotion?
I mean, it remains to be seen, but I'm confident that what will happen, you guys will enjoy. Yep.
Nice.
Insight check.
I look forward to that.
Did you bring your dice?
Did I bring my dice? Yeah, they're always right here.
I remembered my dice. I have them. Let's do it.
The one time you don't need them.
So after the night,
I keep them on top of my computer.
Loki goes away, giving Oscar a wet willy.
Which
Just
Emmy
one of those
pointed out
moments.
afterwards. Wait, his mouth is sewn shut, and I'm
I
like,
pointed it out in the episode, but
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
heard me.
I was like,
put it in between
maybe
the
between
stitches.
stitches, yeah.
But also it was kind of a dream, because after that she
Maybe-
kind of woke up,
Maybe
right?
he could just do some action with his nose or something. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
A boogie
Stuck his
woogie?
finger somewhere, but it wasn't where you want to see.
Ah.
That happens off
Oh,
camera.
you're talking about in the cavity, right?
Yeah, with the lemon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Wow. So, at the end of that conversation, I believe you all had what is your second long rest of this series of episodes for Long Rest. And then you have the morning breakfast and the very short walk of shame from the storage room to the breakfast table.
There ain't no shame in my game, motherfucker.
Nice. You all have breakfast. You bring Bing Bong out, the new and improved Bing Bong with Bing Bong backpack, the backpack straps for Cedric, which is good because Cedric is probably, besides Marcus, is the only one who can actually carry him around.
He's heavy.
Yeah.
How heavy
I
is
would
he?
assume that if anybody put him in your bag of holding, you would just forget about him.
Probably about 500 pounds.
Oh shit! So I would actually be a little hindered when he's on my back.
Yeah,
Little bit.
luckily I don't really follow encumbrance rules.
I thought during the episode you made the comment it's about 250.
I thought it was
Oh
closer
yeah,
to
it might
250.
be, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, something like that. It's a skinny frame.
So, you do the Bing Bong backpack. Cedric tries to send a letter to his mommy, but doesn't know how to send the bird. So Nifrim shows him how to fold it together, but then can't remember his mother's name.
It went to mommy. If it doesn't get there, I'm gonna be mad.
We'll see.
I guess
It's the intention. It's the intention.
Her name
No,
is
never.
Marcus.
Oh, I mean, hold on. I was really
It
drunk when I was
shows up
saying
at
with
Bodles.
Bodles, so
Total gets the letter.
Who's your
Okay.
oh,
I guess it depends. Cedric, do you know what was written on that letter to your mom?
yeah, I wrote it.
He actually sent it to me.
Okay.
You never reveal.
Do you wanna? Is that something you want to reveal, or is that's a future thing?
I mean, we'll see if it comes up. If it doesn't, we can
find
talk
it.
about it in the next rest. I don't remember where I put it. I gotta find it.
All right.
Also,
Here it
it's
is.
about 6:30 your time, Josh.
Oh, I found it.
If you need
Yeah. Yeah, I probably need to head out a little bit. I could read the letter if you'd like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then Josh, unfortunately,
little
has to head
break.
out. Yeah, we can take
Yeah.
a break and Josh can head out.
Okay, so this is the letter I sent to mommy, who might have gone to Bodle, so we'll see. So it says, "Hey mom, things are getting serious here. Not to worry too much, but I've almost died several times. Luckily, I have a wonderful group of friends that keep me safe. In parentheses, for the most part. Believe it or not, God's visit us like all the time. Heimdall calls me his champion, and he has taught me a lot. I can now call upon runes and defeat my foes with magic. I can also double in size like a real Jotun. Just recently, I learned how to sneak from the dude that left muffins in your floorboards. I know I left home in a rush last time after disrupting the entire community, and I hope things are all well and that you are safe. If you are not, I will come back and destroy everyone that's bothering you." The last few words I wrote choppy and angry and like ragey. "You deserve to be chief," all caps. "One day, hopefully soon, I will come back with all my treasures and make sure you live like a duchess without worry for the rest of your life." And then from Cedric.
Oh, that's adorable.
If Bo gets that, she's gonna be really confused about those muffins.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Wait.
What muffins?
It's in my floorboard.
The next time you see
Maybe.
her, she's got like the floorboards all pulled up, and she's looking for
Some rat ate 'em.
Yeah, dude.
To be fair, the last time he saw her, she didn't even have a home. She lived
That's
in a
true.
tent.
That's very true.
So
That's true.
Edgar Allan Bro over here.
Well, with that, folks, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. Stick around. We won't be long at all, just a couple minutes. Hit
Josh,
the
thanks for
restroom.
joining us.
Yeah, everyone, thank
Yes.
you, Josh.
No, thank you for hosting, Tyler. Very
I'll
nice.
see if there's anything else that we come up with. I'll save them for you the next long rest for
Yeah.
you. We'll start them off with that one.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone in chat, for dropping in. I appreciate you listening so far. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Bye, Josh.
We'll be right back, folks.
Josh.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We just took a short break from the long rest, a short rest, if you would. Josh has left the party. He's got a life, apparently, so he couldn't be here for the last portion of this. So we'll get right back into this episode of Long Rest. We had left off with, let's see here, you guys were just having breakfast. Cedric had sent a letter to his mommy. And then you guys get in the teleportation circle and head to Midgard.
Finally!
Yay!
So you are finally, first day, morning in Midgard. You are, find yourselves in Ilston's closet. What are your guys' first immediate impressions of Ilston, as far as, at the moment, is this even him? But then afterwards, from that moment until you walk out of the front door,
Looks like a cool bro.
At first,
Like-
he's gonna kill us.
I mean, his general demeanor kind of made me think, like, dude, what's going on with this guy? Like, we're putting our lives in his hands here.
And he has
Right?
butterfingers.
Like, what the fuck?
I was so eager for you guys. I could have not wait ever since I came up with Eelstan. I could not wait for you guys to meet him.
He's extra.
Well, he is a little extra. You played him very well as far as the idea of what Elston is. Seems like I don't know exactly what.
Would be a stoner, but it's silly weed. It's imaginary.
Silly weed, yes.
But yeah, he's a stoner.
Was it said what he does at the library?
He said that the library would be a mess without him, so I think he's a janitor.
Okay.
That
I mean,
tracks.
he can also be a facilities maintenance person.
He
and
could
make
be.
sure everything runs smoothly.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
knock on
I
those.
mean, if he's some kind of wizard, I mean, knowledge that kind of gives you some kind of a look into maybe some of his stats. Maybe he has a higher intelligence that he lets on. Maybe he's just on that silly weed all the time.
Hey, he's got
Maybe
a lot
he's
of
an
books.
accountant.
Yeah. So he could just be totally a wizard, bro.
He could.
Yeah.
I think he's an accountant.
He's either
Yeah.
a janitor or like a higher up.
He's an accounts payable.
Yes.
Oh, welcome to my
Just narrow
library.
that a little bit. Yeah.
Maybe he's human resources.
Dude, if we
runs
walk
the
into
whole
that
fucking
library and it's
thing.
just a bunch of that dude, I'm just gonna be like, no, you know what? I
what's
can
up?
find this shit myself. I'm good. Nope, don't need your help. I'm fine.
Gendry just walks out.
That is
He's like, no.
Cockney, or a bad
I'll go
attempt
get
at
cheese.
Cockney, is the Midgard accent. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! That's like in my wheelhouse. I can do that. Sweet.
You could be the guy who puts the books away. Thanks, Viv.
Yeah.
Shrugs.
So you guys get to meet him. You kind of prove out to who you are. You have a brief conversation as to why you're there, as far as getting into the library. I'm not really sure if there was anything else that was said that shouldn't have been, that he's going to really remember it, or that anyone would take him seriously if he tried to share it. You guys got your fake IDs. In a sense, Gendry takes the opportunity to pretty much model some of that and creates his own fake IDs for later on
Smart.
under different aliases. That way, if one of them gets caught, he can just disappear.
Yep.
Seems like he really got under Gendry's skin a little at the end of making the papers, where he's like, I don't want to, I believe the comment was made, can I just go back to the closet? I'd rather
Go to
spend
another
time in the
room.
closet. I'd rather spend more time in that closet than right here, right now. And to be fair, by the time that was all said and done, I was ready to be back in that closet.
What
I mean,
was
for
wrong
real.
with me?
Yeah.
Eric just had
Excellent.
some PTSD. He's like, yeah.
You ever think
Excellent-
about how big
excellent
your
accent.
hand is?
Not something I
Am a fan
yeah.
of.
Yeah, I think we've had that conversation over Destiny. It's like,
Yeah.
it was a
voice.
something. It was a voice.
It was well done.
Very well done. Very well done.
It wasn't.
Just if I ended up in a bar with about 15 of those people, I probably would get arrested. So you get your papers. A few of you have some silly weed. Then you talk about some local recommendations. You get the real steel
Is Eric
from
frozen?
Rowena.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He's either
Oh
frozen
no.
or very pensive.
Yeah, he's frozen. That's a freeze. Let me check.
Oh,
yeah,
no. Eric.
he's uh, We'll stand by, folks. Technical difficulties.
Chili sauce, yeah. That's how much he wanted to go back to the closet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where he went.
Tyler,
went back
are you
to the
just
closet.
leaning in, or did your camera?
Oh no, it's
It's
because he
Eric
dropped
dropping.
the Skype.
Oh.
Which I wouldn't bother resetting me
Nope.
because it should go back when he comes back in.
Nope. Yeah, we'll just
No,
leave it. We'll just get an extreme close-up of Tyler's forehead. Look at that forehead, folks. Ain't it beautiful?
Anyways,
Everything's going swimmingly.
hey, what's an episode of Forge of Lore without little technical difficulties?
Right?
Yeah.
Fun fact, that is me going.
Yep.
Oh, and he just dropped Discord.
I think maybe his computer borked.
Oh no.
No.
Because, this is a full restart. I've done a lot of troubleshooting with Eric, and it's come to the point where I recognize what's going on just from the symptoms.
OBS can be a little shit at times.
Yeah.
Still one of the best things out there.
Yeah. You guys had a conversation about the real steel place for the Dragon Scale shop. You said the redhead. What? I don't even know if you said redhead, but you said Rowena. I believe at that moment in Twitch chat, I was like, "Is she a redhead?" 'Cause, I took that as a callback to Supernatural.
That's what I thought. Rowena, she's redhead.
I can't.
I mean, this is the Halloween episode, by the way. So we had a few
Interested in whether or not someone's a
guest
redhead.
appearances.
Of course you are, Marcus.
There we are. Let me
There
fix
we
that
are.
real quick.
Welcome back.
Computer decided to be stupid.
Called
We
it.
discussed all
gone?
our theories about what Gendry is while you were gone.
Yep.
That's cool, man.
And I told him
You guys
everything.
You know what's great is that you guys have theories.
I have some theories.
That's good, man.
All right, what were you saying, Tyler?
I have theories, and then I immediately forget them. I need to
Me too.
start a journal.
You know what,
of
guys?
things
Me
because
too. Yeah. If you guys could write some down and send
Me
them to me,
too.
that would help me out a lot.
All right. So you guys got some local recommendations of where to go. You get the the Bifrost boarding, which has had 3 murders so far. You get Real Steel, and then you get the good place to stay at, which I didn't quite
The halfway
write down the name
home.
for that. Yes. Well, rewatching this episode, I come to realize that was just a throw out scenario. Kind of a so it's the bad end of town.
So the thing, you guys actually didn't talk to Eelstown as long as I thought you would, because the reason I was excited for you guys to meet him is, Eelstown just talks. He just talks about whatever.
We gathered.
And he was just mentioning bad part of town. And you guys were like, we gotta go solve a mystery, gang. And I was like,
Yeah.
let me just tie that into the story real quick.
Dude, I was into it. I was like, yes. This sounds good. This sounds like a really low pressure thing that we can do while we're waiting.
Yep.
I'll yes and that stuff. And so I ended up tying it to Marcus's story, which I was planning on kicking off anyway.
Yeah, that
Nice.
worked out actually really well.
Yeah, man.
Total accident.
So before we get into that episode, during this episode 60 is the Halloween episode when you guys get there. For that episode 1 was genius. Everything about it was brilliant and 100% on the player's side of things because your characters, your costumes were awesome. Eric, your floating head throughout the whole thing was just hysterical.
It was hard playing while watching you guys.
I almost feel like on your audio only things, you should insert consistently into it. For a reminder, Gendry's head is just floating into the air.
It is a floating head.
Like Zardoz, it's just a giant floating head. The one movie that I still haven't been able to finish.
We got it for Christmas one year, and we tried so many times.
Yeah, just can't
get there.
You know, it was young. It was Sean Connery, but it was young Sean Connery. But just him in a loincloth. Just the story. Just
was great.
Dude, that's on my list. I want to watch that. It just seems like it has the makings of something really special.
It has the makings of something really special. I just don't know if it ever got there. So you guys go out and you're in Midgard, basically on the boardwalk. And I almost envisioned the majority of this is basically boardwalk. Even though Steve has described a lot of it as mostly like a cement or asphalt type of pathway.
Yeah, I mean, it's all on a bridge.
Through.
Like, the whole city is on a raised bridge, so it just happens to be like a mile wide. Well, Midgard is like maybe almost 2 miles wide because it kind of spreads out from the mile-wide bridge.
Well, when you
so you go in, and this is a very cool aspect of this episode for the Halloween episode is Steve sprinkled in a few visiting characters, a lot of common hardcore Twitch followers of the stream and very active in the Discord. Steve, give a shout out for the Discord.
Discord.forgelore.com. Thank you. I was about to.
It was very cool to see a lot of the fans turn into NPCs. We had Cyber's Cheese. We had Draconic's Trinket Shop. We had the Indie Food Stand. And then we had Ash turning in as the cleric.
Yeah.
Up there, kind of giving a crier as far as visiting the temple for the
vigil.
The vigil at the end.
Ash is Viv from our Discord.
Yep. The character she made for the Thorn.
Mm-hmm.
The weird thing about all of this interaction, and I imagine it just played out because Steve let it play out. There's a whole lot of things that you guys did right away that was very touristy. For a city that was on lockdown and that no one's supposed to be coming in and out, a lot of your questions were questions of people who don't know that city at all.
Hey, where's like the center of town? Like, where's the market? Is like it's like the most famous part. Who are you?
And I think a little of that plays into what the DM will allow versus fun in the gameplay.
Yeah, I give it a little bit of leeway.
He could have been a little strict on that, but the fact that he just kind of let it roll.
I probably should have had more people ask for papers, but they mostly asked, bystanders, and they're not going to check papers. They don't care.
Nifrim was in an altered state at that point.
Well, no, I mean...
She wasn't thinking.
I mean, it was silly weed. I mean, nothing actually ever happened.
Well, it's...
You were just having fun.
Yeah.
She was definitely in an altered state.
It has an effect. It's an altered state. It's just, it's an imaginary thing. Anyway.
Yes. So at the end of this episode, after meeting with everybody and going through, you actually have you run into two characters, which is Steve and Nifrim and Emmy's original two characters from Emmy's world that
from
I
several worlds
that I got to the joy of playing a one-shot in on that world, doing the 3-card Monty.
Yes.
I've been wanting to do 3-card Monty on stream for a while.
That was
What was
fun.
that like for you guys, bringing those characters in? And Nif, like watching that happen in real time, and Steve give the
Yeah.
ideas, giving the who this is, you could just see the look on your face, the recognition of things to go through.
Folks, rewatch that scene and only watch Emmy's face, and it is a slow over like a minute or two, like change from.
It's not slow. I was sitting there listening, going, no. And then you gave a specific description about James, and I was like,
and then
that's when it broke.
The axe, the battle axe on the belt.
Yeah.
for my.
And that's what it locked it in. Yeah, that is our first D&D characters that we made for a campaign that we're still playing in real life, but then we also kind of made an alternate, like reality, alternate universe campaign of them for our honeymoon. And then another in a world Emmy made, and then Emmy is turning our honeymoon campaign into
a series
a
of
book.
books.
Yeah. Yeah,
Where
series
she's
books.
got, like what, book 1 and half of book 2?
No, I've got book 1 and 2
On.
complete, still editing, but I'm into writing book 3.
Coming
In
soon.
the audio book, as far as what you.
Oh, the audiobook's
Recorded.
gonna get redone completely.
Yeah.
Now that you know sound design.
It's gotten to the point where Emmy's done a lot of the audio book. I think all of 1
Yep.
and into 2.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there like, okay. She gave me the link to the drive so I could listen to them. And like, kind of like, she did that for some family members and like just kind of getting their input. And I'm like, okay, so when are you getting?
She's really
out.
what's his face from Game of Thronesing it.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm really George
she's
R. R.
gonna-
Martining this.
That one.
He's gonna die before he finishes that book.
And there's a whole other book that's gonna come after that.
Probably.
He decided he'd like write some sci-fi first or some other shit. Like, all right, guys, whatever.
That's 7 sideshows.
Yeah.
All right, so in my rewatching of everything, this is where I got back to rewatching before I had to jump onto the stream. So the rest of this is going to be on the fly on what you guys did.
It's not like anything got done.
Yeah, you guys
Something's done.
left.
Wow.
You guys left that
I got a new armor set coming.
town crier. You went to the Bifrost boarding.
Yeah.
Bifrost boarding, where you tried to suss out these murders.
Whoops.
The innkeeper was very, like, what about it? This happens. Well, actually, he was more like, what about it? None of this happens.
He was super fucking sus, and no one looked into that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't get a chance.
Gendry,
in fact,
like,
we're all
sneaked in
full.
early. Yeah. Gendry went in early, was talking him up, and then Marcus came in as the southern lawyer gentleman, almost. And really,
He's a southern sheriff. Thank you very much.
Well, now, I'm just a simple country paladin.
I will say
do
that
slay.
I loved seeing Sam do that, have that
That was
moment,
amazing.
because I feel like we rarely get to see Sam kind of break out as Marcus, like being kind of silly, and that was really cool. Nifrim missed it. God damn it.
well, you missed it because Nifrim went in afterward. It was like, we're all full. So, like, there was an opportunity. There was an opportunity for Marcus to have just left. And Nifrim could have stayed in there. This guy could have just changed his tune a little.
That was a bit of the
Meanwhile-
player going, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, well,
was
I mean,
panic.
they were still the silly weed. Cedric had sneaked in and gotten past the guy.
Yeah.
And ended up getting upstairs.
He didn't even announce it. He just did it.
Yeah. He,
Yeah.
I'm sneaky.
there was some
still imagine him whispering every time.
shit going on in that inn.
Yeah. That was a gross place.
Steve, is there anything that was divulged about the inn on the inside that Cedric had seen that really points to anything? Or is it
Really,
just this
the
is the
only
bill?
this is just that, like, guys, you really don't want to stay here because I know there was possible talk of just staying there to help solve the mystery. I'm like, you don't want to fucking stay there, guys. Also, I prepped a battle map for the other hotel. So, so I was just talking about how it was disgusting. The doors off. The room is somehow more disgusting. The only bit of hint that was in the inn was that as soon as Marcus was like, I'm here to investigate murders, and the guy flipped and he's like, all full, bye-bye now, no thank you. And it was because it was Kelrish shit. They don't want they don't want to get mixed up in some shit. And
So
then the
is that-
Kelrish
is
come
that
in and annihilate like their fucking hotel.
So is the hotel part of the Kelris as far as the front?
So
or is
it was what it was is it's in Kelris territory. So if Marcus came to this inn to start shit with Kelris, this guy's like, oh no, he's gonna bring the fucking family in and they are gonna wreck this place.
So
Get
more
out.
self-preservation
Get
than
out.
anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like that inn is a total loss anyways. Might as well tear it down and rebuild, but might not have been the worst thing for them.
Yeah, but
Taking
you know,
insurance money.
who do you think he pays insurance to? The fucking Kelris.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Oh, this
right?
is an
That's how
act of God.
racketeering works.
Sorry, we don't cover this.
Yeah, you give us a little bit every month, and we'll make sure this place doesn't burn
Yeah.
down. What do you think?
Yeah.
But once it does burn down, then
No,
And then
that's-
you'll also pay us
yep.
for making sure it stays that way, or whatever.
Yep.
Mob shit.
Mob shit.
So
Hashtag mob
in the meantime, Nif hears a scream down the way.
I felt so stupid afterwards. Steve was like, it was supposed to be a joke, and I was like,
Yeah,
whoops.
because you're like, we just, need to hear, if we hear a scream inside, I'm like, you hear a scream outside. And you're like, we got a mystery on our hand, gang! And I'm like, well, now I gotta make this into something. Okay, let's tie it in further.
Which I think worked out really well, actually.
Hey,
It's just funny.
it started, it acted as a good hook.
Yeah, started Marcus's family stuff off.
Yep.
The idea, like, you all took off running, and then Cedric was upstairs, still like in the place and needing to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Then he jumps out the window to just take off,
Yep.
and presumably that would have made noise, and he just wasn't followed.
Yeah, I mean,
and
who's...
Keith was just like, this
Yeah.
happens. Is it Tuesday?
Yeah, the innkeep doesn't know
For
shit.
me, it was a Tuesday.
Innkeep doesn't know shit. He just knows.
appreciate that.
I want to stay out of anything that's going on out there as long as this is all cool. Whatever.
Yep. Makes you wonder what kind of people actually do stay in that filth of a hotel.
Not good people.
Like, I mean, not good people still have taste and hygiene.
Business is probably not booming right now either with Midgard being
Yeah,
on lockdown.
that's another
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Is
true.
yeah.
I see it more along the lines of like, long stay in where, people who can't afford anything better,
Keeps them out for the
Pretty
streets,
much.
yeah.
It's roof or most of one.
Yeah, there's just a few leaks, it's fine.
So you all run down after the scream, and you find a couple guards hovered over a dead body.
Those guys were rude.
Where Nifrim takes off for the rooftops.
Which I didn't know were
Gendry
that
Indiana
tall.
Jones loops her foot and follows her up.
I've been wanting to do that for a while, actually. That's a great way to get around, dude.
Like
Yeah.
tethering a sparrow in Destiny.
Yeah. You guys from the rooftop got a good view angle on what's happening, but you're so far up there.
I did constantly mention how tall the buildings are.
Not before
Yeah.
I said I'm gonna fly up to the roof. It was only after we were up there that you were like, by the way, you're 8 stories up. And I was like, I would not have
It's
gone
been
that
mentioned
far.
Since you got to
mentioned several
Midgard.
times.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it gives me a
understand
reason
now.
to buy a spyglass. Like now, I can just go up there and just like, cool, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shit, I gave that spyglass to that kid and eat
Son
a cow.
of a...
God damn it.
I don't know
comes
if
back.
are they super expensive? I don't remember.
Probably
I mean, a
not.
regular spyglass? Probably not.
I'm sorry, there's irregular ones? Ooh.
Yeah, that's
The one
I
she
gave.
gave was actually magical.
Son of a... Okay.
It was
Alright.
very,
It wasn't useful.
it was less powerful than a Wii.
Yeah.
Well, when the fuck did I ever use a buoy?
Exactly. It was not great.
Yeah.
So you guys try to figure out what's going on. Marcus goes up to the guards and asks, "What happened here?" And was
Howdy.
immediately, nothing to see. Go about your way. they shut
It was
him
an
off.
accident. It was just an accident. Nothing to see here. When like a lady's laying there with her throat slit, it was obviously an accident.
Yep.
Yeah.
You all get together on a bridge over the situation and employ an
Oscar.
distraction.
We
Which
deploy an Oscar.
Yeah. Well, actually, Oscar deployed a
Harold.
his little dude. a
Yeah.
Harold.
No, I thought of that on the spot as soon as they started talking about distractions, and then Emmy's like, "Wait, where's Oscar?" I'm like, "Oscar can be a distraction." I know. So just blow a hole in the wall next to them and run in a little dance.
I loved the little dance. That made me laugh.
The only thing I could think of is this is the bad end of town, so I'm hoping a lot of those were empty storefronts.
Probably.
Otherwise, you got a lot of hurt people kind of laying in the rubble here and there.
We're like the Avengers. We don't care.
Hey, we didn't do that.
That's true.
That's
We had
all
none of
on
it.
me, man.
No.
No, Nifrim and I left, and we were like, "All right, bye."
Anyway, see you later.
Oh, so like we found that symbol on them, but Marcus didn't know that it was
No,
killers.
I wanted it to, because he was so young when he left his
He was
family
8.
that he would remember that he knows it, but he wouldn't really recognize it.
Wouldn't make that
So
connection.
they wouldn't have left that symbol behind on his dead family, presuming that
Stick
that's
around to
true.
find out.
Nope.
buried
Because
And then they
they,
came back
not
to
that
life.
became more of a mob family after.
Oh, okay.
No, we're talking about
The,
the
uh,
first family.
Yeah.
Not the
Cool.
third
First
family.
family,
cool,
he left them to rot. Sorry.
The
That's
first
awesome.
family. Wait, so you've had multiple families?
Excellent.
You've had more than one set of family killed?
His parents and his siblings, but then the second one was his wife and kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking like wife and kids, and then another set of wife and kids.
No,
and then
no.
Yeah, and
Not
then
when
the
he was
side
8.
piece.
And then a side piece. Yeah.
Whoa,
killed my
side
hooker!
piece is a secret.
Are you afraid of loving Cedric's mom? Because then maybe she'll die too. No, you're not afraid.
No,
That's
because it would be
take care of
even
yourself.
funnier if she died then.
It would give Sideric some motivation.
Too bad Josh isn't here.
I think he'd murder
Well,
you.
which is also because
Yeah.
this after finding what you can about the body while the guards are distracted, you all split the party.
Yep.
Always a good idea.
Gendry and Cedric stays, while Nif, Marcus, and Oscar go back to presumably the hotel.
They play bad
to
cop
find
and
it.
bad cop.
Yep.
Bad cop
cop
and worse
and
cop.
I'm
worse.
not sure if I would call it bad cop and bad cop. I'd
Bad
call
cop
it
and what the fuck?
bad hooker and bad hooker. I'm not really sure.
Dude, I was just trying to salvage that situation, man. I was like, what is happening?
It worked out.
I want to kiss.
Jesus.
So awkward.
And this is why you don't teach a barbarian how to sneak. I mean, this is exactly how you would expect things to go.
Next level after Bard
especially
for
ethics.
Sideric as a paladin.
I will kill him.
When you guys get there, you try to get one of the guards to like kind of linger back and get their attention. You get them to help you into an alleyway where you proceed to borderline torture for information. And I say borderline torture because it was more psychological, besides a little head trauma. And that was just from Cedric's kissing.
Yeah.
You revealed a new power of yours on the this was a headphones off situation that had happened.
He got it from the headphones off.
That explained.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck.
Gendry had a moment where he like saw something and like went into the whole headphones off situation.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. When
So
we were
you
walking.
got this new power, and you immediately use it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Hell
good.
So satisfying, right?
Hell yeah.
It's one of those things that's almost like a super weird thing when you first see it and hear about it. You're like, well, when am I going to use this? Like, when is this ever going to be useful? And you find like almost immediately you're like, all right, I got this one.
It was a great use of it, whatever the fuck it is.
I mean,
I think
it's
great how we've been
basically.
able to-
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's great how we've been able to utilize it because if unless I'm mistaken, like a lot of all of the rules are exclusively like combat oriented for the most part.
Yeah.
And so if we were able to use it outside of combat for flavor, it's great.
Yeah, I figure
in certain
Gendry would
situations
use it
when you,
more out of.
Yeah, what you define combat injury in one of those situations. Pretty much
Life is
anything
combat.
can get work, but it's combat.
But yeah, I essentially gave him Form of Dread, which is a warlock power, but you know, as like anything, it says warlock, just replace with sorcerer, and it only made sense. You know, I was kind of going through everyone and giving them upgrades. Marcus got the second charge on the hammer. Nif got the teleportation circle. So I was like, what would I give Gendry? Form of Dread sounds very fucking fitting. Let's do that.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's very cool because you can like the flavor you add to it. It's almost as if you could do different things. Like when this thing is peeled back, what's there? Like you could almost go in depth a little more differently with the things that are there. Like, is it a rotting face?
What
is
bits?
it just a different face? Is there a worm crawling in and out of things? What are the different things you could do with it? Because you could almost turn that one situation you could make it fit how you're trying to use it, like what you're trying to get out, the information, whether you're in combat, whether you're trying to seduce someone.
Yeah. Seduce someone. And they're just like, oh yeah, woo!
Nice.
Former bed? Yeah,
The
totally.
next conversation you have with Hella.
Amazing.
Same we're
Let's peel off half the
got
mask.
more in common.
Yeah, dude, it's just half. It's just half, dude. The other half's fine.
What is? Oh, we're not so different, you and I. Remember when I said we're not so different, you and I? We're not so different, you and I.
I'll need another we're not so different speech.
For the entirety of this campaign from day one, I had a vision in my head of like a sort of quasi-reveal moment. And it's sort of, this is sort of what it's lining up to be, yeah. But like the villain from one of the more recent James Bond films, played by Javier Bardem, where he takes a moment and he unhooks one of his jaws and he shows the lady like what he actually is.
That was super upsetting.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I had that scene up in a tab like in my computer, and I just played over and over and over and over and over.
It's so fucking creepy.
Yeah, that was my mindset the whole time we've been playing, and then I'm like, I have to pretend to be not that. It's been weird. Yeah.
So you get the information out of the guy in the alleyway. You find out hear the name Kelris, you guys don't
Yeah.
make sense of it.
No,
but then you take it back to the inn lounge where you meet up with everyone else and you talk to them, which is where Marcus gets here's the name, and it takes him a minute to recognize, wait a minute.
It took Sam a minute to be clear.
A while.
Who is that?
He's saying something. What do you think?
Marcus or Sam is showing.
You're like, I was like, you recognize it? You're like, yeah. Wait, why?
I told you. Yep.
When you get a nudge from the
2 months before
DM
that.
on the things that are happening when the DM has to nudge you, you specifically remember this.
It happens.
Yeah, I do.
All the
Sure.
time.
Well,
Happens all.
I had a similar moment in the hole with Eggard when he mentioned Einar. He was like, "Did Einar send you?" And I was like, "Yes." And Steve was like,
Yeah.
"That's your dad." And I was like, "Oh fuck! I even came up with the name. I totally forgot."
Did he say that while we were playing, or privately?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, he said it while we were playing, and I was like,
Totally forgot
"Oh
about that.
fuck!"
Bro, that's your dad.
It was so funny because you write up a backstory, and of course you're not gonna have it cemented into your head. So I relate.
Turns out this is all
reminds me-
imaginary.
It reminds me of knowing people who know people, and when they name drop them, you're like, and who is that? And it turns out to have been your childhood best friend the whole time, and it's like, oh,
I knew that.
how was I supposed to expect that from you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Schmergen. I know Schmergen,
Of
dude.
course,
Jeez.
Schmergen.
Yeah, Schmergen.
Schmergen.
Of course.
From Schmergen's Shurgens.
From Schmergen. Yeah, from Schmergen.
So during Nif and Gendry, you end up going upstairs. Gendry gets a little bow action or grappling hook action done.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
Sure.
Eric was like,
Turn your
"Wait,
grappling.
Little bit of grapple.
Turn your grappling hook
I get kind of what?
into a.
Way to phrase that. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You turn your grappling hook into a almost like a gauntlet, almost like a bracer, wrist guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking cool."
Yeah. A bit easier to maybe work with,
And can't drop it.
I see Gendry Spider-Man swooping through these tall roof lines through Midgard.
Actually, so a question about that, Steve.
Yeah.
So the crossbow on it, how is the crossbow set down here, or is it set up here?
So
Sad.
basically, I figure because Gendry, it's high enough that a sleeve can cover it.
Okay, that works perfect, because what I was asking is, can I use it, but also be ready to stab, as I go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that
It's like
second hand.
it's permanently affixed stabbing point, yeah.
Permanently Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's a nice Venus
Y'all
weapon
watch
there.
I spoke to Lindsay on the break, and she was like, dudes!
Love you, Lance.
I'm like, we're not joking about you. That's just something we learned about you, way long time ago, super long time ago.
Also, all the words that I've mispronounced and learned in an embarrassing way.
No, you know what what that speaks to me is that you learn that word by reading it. You didn't have it. Yeah, and that's a great thing.
It's the Matt
We've all
Mercer
got
effect.
Never a bad thing.
Hey, Lindsay, here, this will make you feel better. Every single person on this show, aside from myself, and maybe Steve, has pronounced Eric Cochran, and it's not that.
It's
The
Eric
entire
Cochran,
time.
or even Eric Cochran.
Yeah,
I just don't
that
talk
makes you
about
feel
them,
better.
so
I had a great time with that in our Wednesday game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped. I don't remember.
Stop
what-
trying
gave up.
anymore.
Bird guy.
Eric Cochran. Eric
Yeah, there's Bird Boy.
Fine.
Eric Cochran.
Tyler played an Eric Cochran and couldn't pronounce it.
Oh my god. In short, I relate, Lindsay.
Nobody told me.
It's different in his bird language. It's different.
It's the beak, a different sound.
It's all just, instead of Eric Cochran, it's cock bird.
Yep.
It's bird over shoulder.
Bird over shoulder.
Some of the
So
inside jokes.
you get your grappling hook made into a new weapon. I believe you get some. I don't think you got any arrows at that point.
I think you did more smoke bombs.
I think you were still good on those.
Oh,
yeah, we did smoke bomb stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, smoke and maybe a poison bomb too. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't remember.
So you guys actually, Gendry stays upstairs in his room, and Nif goes downstairs to meet up with everybody.
We had ourselves a little talk though, where Nifrim was like, "Oh, I guess Loki's right. He doesn't give a shit."
Mm-hmm.
New information.
Question: Did you go along the lines of like, I don't actually care about you keeping in mind what Loki said?
Who, me?
Oh
No,
what?
Eric.
He didn't. He wasn't there when Loki said that.
Gendry wasn't. Eric was.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
No, but I was trying to. I was trying to connect in any way that I could, and being very blunt about how I'm able to, like, what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
What Gendry is capable of right now. I might have not used the exact right words at that moment, but I think it'll make for a better clarification later.
I'm excited to see what that turns into.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't.
So
mean to
you guys, it's all right. Nif, you go downstairs and meet up with everyone else who's still eating or drinking at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus goes into his family backstory. You decide to retire.
Actually, I retired before that happened, but yeah, that was right at the beginning of the episode. I was like, I'm gonna go make some arrows because we're gonna work on this shit tomorrow.
Well, yeah, you were gonna have Oscar. That's what I don't remember. Is I thought you were gonna have Oscar.
You were gonna have Oscar. That's what
that was from
no, that was before.
Oscar went. Oh, that's right. Okay,
That
so
was
then
before.
the two of you went upstairs to
make arrows.
do some tinkering.
Oh my god, y'all are nasty.
And Gendry comes back downstairs, and you all are having talks about going and looking for guards to start questioning about the family and stuff. You go out and you immediately find somebody, you ask them, and you don't quite get the answers you want. For Josh, there was quite a bit of disconnect, and it might just because Josh doesn't watch his own show.
No, he's never seen it.
Even in the
Here's
moment,
good things.
You couldn't figure out. There was this weird circle, like who's on first situation going on. Are we gonna go ask more people? Are we gonna torture somebody? Are we going to this vigil? I'm going to bed. It was really weird for a moment.
The plan changed a lot.
Until Josh Folkley is like, what are we doing? Like, I thought we were going to do this, and then we changed.
I'm not fighting.
You guys go and find another guard and question them a little bit. No, it was the homeless guy. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You guys went to shady end of town, and you find this homeless person. Which, thinking back about it, even though he didn't ask you any questions, anytime I see a homeless type of a person, I immediately think it's Odin. Like the bystander walking down the street sort of a thing.
Shit. I didn't
Odin
even
could be
consider
anyone.
that.
It's kind of his thing.
Yeah, you guys question this homeless guy, give him some money, steal that money.
Contemplate murder.
I gave him the money, and then
Come on, no.
Oh, that's right. Gendry
was
stole
just-
Marcus's money.
Right, that's what I was doing. I wasn't stealing from a homeless guy. I saw an opportunity to take something from Marcus.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have anything before you guys got there.
I already
so
gave it
except
up.
for not
So there
having
you go.
anything when you
Yeah,
leave.
yeah. So now it's mine.
In that moment is when we realized that Josh thinks that children have a future and homeless people do not.
Right.
Well, when you
Consider
grow
it.
up and live around Chicago,
Right. We have to clarify that statement. And Josh is not here to defend himself.
Moving on.
I don't know that I've ever laughed so hard at such a terribly heartless statement. Children
I mean,
have a
is it-
future.
yeah,
It was so
we all
funny.
role play in our own ways. So you get what information you did from this guy. The idea is kicked around that how are we going to get the Kelrors's attention could you, what would happen to this guy?
Yeah.
Would they come?
Murder.
And it was almost like a situation of like, is this guy, and I, as a viewer, I took it as is this guy high enough on the totem pole that would he even get their attention?
Probably not.
And it's like,
Guys, he was a homeless guy.
Yeah,
That's all he was. Like one of those things.
No.
I kind of got the feeling of, yeah, even if we did, it's like they wouldn't come after this guy. So
I don't. No.
Yeah.
That was never. No. The entire time I was just like, maybe he's holding a little bit back. Let me just poke him a little bit more, and then all right. Well, I'm out. I'm out either way. I'm not gonna murder some homeless dude.
Let's argue about it in front of the homeless guy so that he gets scared, and then maybe he'll tell us more.
Oh, also,
my God.
dude, Cedric needs to stop calling me Gendry in front of people that were interrogating him.
He's almost talking about like, like you could make a never mind.
Fucking Josh
Yeah.
makes me laugh.
God damn. And it's Josh. It's not Cedric. It's fucking Josh.
is.
At least it's at least that's the DM's discretion to be like, yeah, that didn't.
Right.
That was clearly.
They were too scared. It's fine. I'm like, okay, because you were definitely using my name the whole time.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's okay. I'm like,
Gotta throw you a bone.
It's all good. Yeah.
Well, that brings me back to like the battle at the Colburn Estates. I believe I had asked you on the last long rest because that had just happened. Was that the end of Gendry as far as your face and stuff was concerned, and you were able to piece it back together?
Yeah.
Miraculously, like
He rolled a fucking baller check, and I'm like, it's perfect. Sure. Jesus,
Yeah, I mean, I was
calm
prepared.
down.
I was prepared to have Gendry have something permanent going on.
Yeah.
On Gendry's face.
But then we'd have to
But
redo
I didn't
the
want to
art
change the art.
again.
No.
High five!
New model or something.
Other way!
yeah. Yeah. And just trying to even remember it. I mean, the idea.
The other screen. No, Josh isn't here, man.
Stop. Like, like major changes as and for what you guys do, they seem like, yeah, that's a great idea. We'll do this. But then implementing and remembering is a completely different story.
Tyler, I'll tell you this, just because you're new, that's D&D.
How often has it been brought up about Gendry's like runny eyes, the mascara
Yeah.
thing? Like when he brought it up.
He definitely turned Kari off.
Well, I would have thought, the thing is I would have thought if he can do the makeup around it, then why would that
Yeah, I
have
mean,
been
I gotta
on
let
when
him be
Kari was
able to
there?
actually do the mask, but it was new at that point, you know? We
Yeah.
didn't figure it out
I mean,
yet.
there's significant.
It wasn't just
You
like,
just need a different foundation is what you need
Yeah.
to cover.
it wasn't
felt
just like
right.
aesthetic
Very
choice. Like, there's a good reason for that, and maybe that'll be something that is told to people
Yeah,
eventually.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing what that's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys end up going back to the inn with this new information that you had gathered and decide to turn it in for the night. Call it a night. You're going to start fresh in the morning.
Yep.
Which
Marcus
would have started
Marcus hit the vigil,
third-
but that was just me monologuing.
Yeah. You would have had the third long rest of this entire series of episodes. And then you guys got attacked in the middle of the night.
I think Nif had a long rest.
A map that I have had prepared for over a month.
Oh yeah, because Nif is full elf. Yeah, dude, you had a long rest, right? Did you reset yourself like you had a long rest?
No, I didn't, but I don't think we had done anything
You
super
guys
crazy.
hadn't used really anything
Just all
since
the
your last
stamina.
long rest.
Just all the
Actually,
stamina.
I can only do that dread thing like a certain number of times.
She was still a little big.
I used a lot of smites.
I think it's equal to your charisma, so you're good.
Well, what ifs? Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And then Marcus was funky fresh, right? When whatever happened, right, Tyler? He was dreaming of Thor or some shit.
Yeah, but then he woke up to a stabbing pain in his side. So
was
the
kidney.
question is,
It took my
That's the
freaking
worst
at this point, and this is going to be for Steve at the beginning of the
Kidney's
next
fine.
episode, is Do you guys get a long rest after this fight? Or was the long rest before this fight? Because, Marcus has got a little bit of side pain.
Now, I am one.
He healed himself, but...
Rules is written, any activity during the 8 hours of a long rest, you have to start over. I hate that. So, they'll get a long rest after. Depending, they're still awake right now, and they have a lot to talk about. Also, a bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah, we got a lot of dead bodies, and you've got one hostage.
Yep.
And also saw Gendry's form of Dreadface.
Yeah.
See, there's probably gonna be a conversation.
I saw that.
That was a risky thing to do, but
that's why I asked you.
What I'm hearing is chuck the bodies over the railing, and then it's somebody else's problem.
No, dude.
Well, some of them went down there.
You mean chuck the rest of the bodies?
Yeah, there were 2 of them down there already.
No, dude. I mean, we could. The roof is like right above us. We could just. I got a grappling hook. We can make that work.
But what's easier?
but that takes a
gravity
while.
or you pushing upward?
Also, how do you get to the roof from where we are?
Probably out the window.
I mean, at this point, I would assume there's a hole.
I would assume through Marcus's window where the guy came in originally.
Window's obviously open. Yeah, when Marcus said, Sam, when you said you,
that room.
when you said that you barred the door, I was like, I literally, you can probably see it in the episode, I look over to my TaleSpire map and make sure that there's windows in there. Yeah, okay, cool.
Damn it.
I mean, there's a chimney. There's a chimney.
There's also a chimney.
There you go.
Oh my god.
So, of the people who could have been surprised, Neff and Oscar together was probably the least to try to, like, get the jump on.
Yeah.
Cedric can't be, like, really surprised with a sword around. Gendry, I don't...
Gendry has alert. He's got a weapon of warning.
I have a weapon of warning.
Cedric also had
like
her.
a 30-foot thing.
I don't know if you noticed, Tyler, but
it was definitely for Marcus.
During the fight, when the assassin first came out, he saw everyone fighting and he's like, what the fuck? But also, when Gendry first opened his door and that guy turned, he said, don't worry, none of your business, go back. They weren't there for the Jotun Slayers.
Nope, they were there for Marcus for sure.
They were there for Marcus.
Right, right. And that gave me a bunch of ideas immediately. I was like, oh, what can I do? What can I do?
It's not the first time.
This was not the Moonadair. This was definitely the Kelrus, which is interesting. So somebody has spotted you.
Yeah. That reminds me of one last thing before we get into, I'm going to look at
the homeless guy told
we should have killed him.
I'm going to look at the long rest questions here that our Discord people have put in.
Yeah.
My question as far as where you're currently at, there was one episode during the YouTube live, like the premiere, Steve had made a comment that is like lost in history now, that there was a secret or there was something that was just revealed to see if anybody could pick up on it. And I don't remember what it was. I couldn't, like, particularly in the moment, see what it was because I was at work. I have my thoughts. Steve does not even remember.
You said that to me the other day, and I cannot for the life of me. There weren't really any, like, major bombshell hints other than the Kelrus shit that I'm aware of.
So that's what I was trying to remember. I believe it was in one of these shops or something, and Niffin went in and she was looking around and she was doing a perception to see if Minnie was around at all. She was looking specifically for Minnie, and you're like, nope. Like a little bit of that paranoia was coming in, and it made me think back. I'm like, are there cameras in this area? Is there any surveillance in this area?
So I told Emmy this, and I think I told the others too, but since I know you guys are gonna kind of keep an eye out for cameras, I am factoring in your passive perception and will let you know if it
but that's
comes.
just their passive.
Right,
like,
but I mean, the cameras so
Gendry
far
has
haven't
pretty
really
high
been
passive, right?
hidden. Gendry's got decent,
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's
for
not like
being-
it's a pet peeve or like makes it crazy, but Yeah.
Right.
So for being a major city, really independent of both continents, there's no surveillance.
Not that they've run
So
into
far.
yet.
I have a feeling the library might be.
Well, of course, you got to have all the surveillance in the library.
Mm-hmm.
So
see.
in some of the long
Maybe.
rest Discord questions, we'll start from the top and work our way through, and then
Let's do
we'll
it.
wrap this up. If Gendry could be any chair anywhere, which chair would it be? Who would it belong to, and who would be sitting in the chair the most?
Interesting.
I mean, Sidoric's the last answer, right?
Gendry?
Actually, Sideric is the most common supposed answer.
Gendry? I don't know. Gendry would probably be the throne of some Jarl that perhaps they could just assassinate and then become that Jarl.
The chair and then just...
Yeah, when no one's looking, the chair stabs the Jarl to death.
Oh
It's
shit.
the needle of poison in the
You're
cushion
the
of the
Iron
chair.
Throne now.
Yeah.
I could be the Iron Throne. Eric would love to probably be my dad's reading chair, so I could just hang out with him more. That'd be cool.
Oh. Sorry, I took that somewhere. I took that somewhere else because it's like you want your father to sit on you?
Aw.
Yeah,
Wow,
Daddy.
I feel
like-
Yep.
But then I got
Wow,
sweet and I
something
felt
different.
bad.
I was reading these
I'm still
questions.
sus at you.
Well,
Anyway.
all right, then. I just want to spend time with my daddy, guys. God damn it.
I don't understand that.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry about that.
Let's see here. What do we got here? Recant your favorite scene so far from your character's point of view with a witness's point of view, or slash a witness's point of view. So, is there any moment in the campaign, and we'll narrow it down to these episodes, that just happened that is was the thing, which wow, outstanding.
From your character's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with Eric.
Yeah.
So my character would think these things are amazing. Whatever.
Or just like, holy shit. Or their
Yeah.
favorite, maybe.
Or
Their
Eric's favorite. Eric's favorite moment.
Or Eric's favorite from
Okay,
Gendry's point of view.
Yeah, okay, because Gendry would probably be like, anything that shows true power, like Einar dying, being exploded. Whoa. So, but to say that would be his favorite, that's fucked up to say. Well, maybe it would have been. Maybe it fucking would have been. I don't know. For me though, yeah, I mean, the stuff with the Nif backstory stuff was very cool. Einar dying was very cool. What you know what I mean? It wasn't
I know
cool,
what you mean.
know what I'm
I know
Yeah.
what you mean. It was
So
really good
cool.
storytelling.
God, it was so cool. God, it was so. I wish we could live it through it again a second time.
Oh my god!
No, I don't know, man. Yeah, no, I'm guessing that I'm actually anticipating the library. I'm sure the library is going to be very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hope so. If you ever make it.
for sure. For sure.
Well,
And
you guys, I feel like
also-
they're gonna get there.
And all this, I've been waiting for Marcus stuff. I think it's going to be really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep waiting.
Emmy?
Oh, me? I'm sorry. It was really cool to be able to reveal the backstory that I had worked on so long ago, and to get the genuine reactions from the people I play with. That was really cool. But like Eric said, Marcus's story is now coming into play, and I'm super excited to see where we go. What leads from one crumb to the next in order to kind of get the revenge that he's looking for, and then what happens after. It's
Yeah.
really exciting. Also, the library is going to be fucking cool.
Yeah.
Sam, what you got?
Marcus's favorite moment was learning about Nifrim. He's like, "Oh my god, I love that this person. She's so cool. She's just like me.
She's a heartless monster that's killing everywhere. Yay!
Marcus turns trans into my girl.
A vengeance monster.
That's great for me.
We're in a sorority now.
Yay!
Yeah, obviously. He's like, respect.
Good deal. Josh, what do you got? Lay it on us.
Hi, I'm Cedric.
Yeah, my favorite part was with all the cheese. That was my favorite part.
And then he gave it to me without insight checking whether or not I would ever give it back.
Also,
Yeah, you
I
did.
gotta. No, I was the one that gave you the cheese. I gave you my
Okay,
cheese.
well, you
All
did.
the cheese
You
was
did give
just
it back
so
to me,
good.
though. Oh my god, Steve.
It's like he's really here, guys.
But when
I'm
Josh
here.
mentioned the cheese on seafood,
Tarnation.
that grosses me out super bad. But my sister came
Yeah.
to me after she watched that part of the episode and she was like, oh my god, shrimp with some cheese. Oh my god. And I was like, yuck. Ugh. But she was serious. She was like,
I ended
yeah,
up
that made me
having
really
The right
hungry.
cheese. The right cheese.
A couple weeks ago, I ended up having, we went to a Chinese buffet and I had crab meat with cheese.
He was like, not bad.
Ew.
Oh my god, dude.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's
It
a
doesn't
buffet. What are you
match
gonna
for
do?
me.
See something with land milk cheese.
Land milk
stuff?
cheese.
Land milk
Land
cheese
milk
stuff.
cheese.
Thank you, Cyber Cheese.
Yay!
Steve,
Sidebar.
amongst everything that happened, I know this is your world, but is there a scene that specifically lives in your head from the section that played out a specific way?
Honestly, I just really enjoyed the cameos I put in the Midgard market. It all started during one of my TaleSpire streams, twitch.tv/ForgeAlore Sundays, usually. And it came up where, like, cause Cyber Rumors always, like, doing the redemption for cheese, and I can't remember if it was me or I think it was Emmy, actually, that mentioned, like, you should have, like, Cyber, the cheese vendor in the store, and I'm like, yeah, yes. And I literally made a note after that stream of Cyber needs to be a cheese vendor, and then I was like, I shouldn't stop there. So I just, all of our most faithful and stuff like that, kind of the regulars.
Also, we had just had such a heavy episode before that, and to have that kind of levity come in, I felt like that kind of brought back.
After the father death, the Nifrim backstory, I was like, yeah, time for a shopping episode. And let's have some fun. It was already Halloween. We were all in a goofy mood, so I was like, now's the frickin' time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And it was like a thank you. It's a love letter back to you guys, because literally we wouldn't be here without you. Because who would want to do this for if no one cared? Oh God, it's so. Nah, we love doing it.
So there is something.
Indeed.
The rest of the
Some
questions we're talking about food, and we could go on. We could go on for hours talking about sandwiches and hot dogs and
I'm good. I'm gonna pass on
soups and
that.
stuff and pickles. So.
Yes, the C is a soup. Move on.
I do have one question before we take off, and that is, how many people have picked up on the comments on the videos on YouTube?
Tyler,
What?
they don't watch the show. It's all good.
Exactly.
And we'll leave it there.
I watch, but I never check the comments because I don't care about the comments.
Oh, I mean, I check.
Sometimes you just don't. Like, who wants to see people, like, commenting on your stuff?
I've run a YouTube channel before. I know what horrible comments come.
Actually, Tyler, the answer to that is all of us, because we love reading comments. Please leave a comment on this video on your favorite comment, because it legit, it fucking helps. Please leave a comment. I love you.
Legitimately, I read all the comments.
I
Yeah.
get notifications
Yeah.
of the comments.
Honestly, I do weekly. Yes.
Eric, I'll tell you what he's talking about. I acknowledge before you see, so they don't
good.
show up in the feed. Because I
Good,
wanted
good,
to see. But now Tyler gave away whatever.
I mean,
Now I have to go through and
until like way after
at
the
that.
fact. Yeah.
you're, yeah. We'll see how far that goes.
Anyway.
But, anyway.
If you're
The,
curious, go to YouTube.
Yeah, forgelore.com.
Yeah. And I think we are out of questions. I'm out of questions.
All
Great.
right.
Do you guys have anything for each other before we take off?
I love you.
Other than
Yeah.
Josh's.
I don't hate you
I
guys.
feel strongly about things.
I don't hate you guys.
Sam, we love you too.
Aw, Sam's getting mushy.
Yeah.
He didn't say those were positive feelings, but you know.
Well, I love being able to come on here and spend the time with you guys.
Yes, thank you, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler, man.
And
Thank you,
it's like I watch you guys weekly on the show, so it's not weird being here and
Yeah,
watching you guys or talking to you guys. So
Love it. Love
absolutely.
until the next time, hopefully it's, it'll be after probably the beginning of the new year for sure.
it. Probably
Yeah.
around there, yeah.
But hopefully not too
Speaking of
long.
the new year, what's that put episode number on New Year-ish?
If things go right, maybe around 69.
Nice.
Nice.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, guys.
Well, thanks everybody for
We can quit after 69.
watching Long Rest, brought to you by Forge of Lore, where we talk about stories that are told through Dungeons and Dragons. Woo! Have a good night.
You gotta say the thing. You remember the thing? You made up the thing. You gotta say the thing.
What thing?
Press the.
Thing.
Press that.
Press
Long.
that. Oh.
Oh
okay.
man, without context.
All right.
Without
Yeah.
context. Come on, you have to give us some more.
All right. And with that, everyone, go ahead and press that long rest button.
Yay!
my God.
Said the thing!
That's what you meant, because press that long. I was waiting.
He
And
said
Yeah.
great thing.
That long penis.